This episode is brought to you by
JG
Graybill!
Woo! Now enjoy the episode.
I've never seen any episode of SpongeBob ever.
Me either. We're uncultured.
Yep.
We should watch one.
I think we just had good parents who didn't let their kids watch.
I think
The
it probably
as
isn't
children.
even like that bad.
I
Like,
think it's just kind of dumb, right?
yeah, it's just like, yeah, probably. That's my guess.
We should take a survey of kids who ended up in gifted who watched SpongeBob
That's true. There's definitely
versus the rest of the student body.
there's definitely going to be a correlation, but is there a causation? Statistics taught me that correlation doesn't always mean
Yep.
causation.
Yeah,
So how do
That's
we
true.
prove that there's causation?
I don't know.
It's probably
That's
impossible.
probably why we're not statisticians
Yeah.
or scientists. So that might be a bit of a problem.
Probably.
I realize I don't know what episode number this is. Episode.
39.
Yep.
139.
There you go. This is All Sports All the Time, episode 139. I don't know if I'll keep the SpongeBob thing in or not. We'll see how funny I think it is later. Because you always think stuff is funny in the moment, and then you watch it later, and you're like, that really wasn't that great. Cut. But, we'll see. We're going to start off this week's episode with a fantastic story. Of course, courtesy Parker, because Parker has the best stories.
I somehow seem to always have stories.
Yeah. He's leading an interesting life.
Yeah. This story starts back when I was 0. When I was born, I didn't have teeth. Right? You're not born with teeth. Are you born
I
with
don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Well, it starts when I was
you're
1.
Not, you're not born with teeth.
When I started growing in my teeth, right? I had great teeth for a solid 5 years. And then I turned 6. And something happened where my teeth got like super weak or something. I didn't have this one mineral or something. That's what the orthodontist said, or the
Orthodontists
dentist.
are the worst.
Dentists. So anyway, my teeth are just like, I don't know, they're not like weak, but they're like not strong either,
Mm-hmm.
They're not like the most solid teeth you've ever seen.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm playing basketball. Fast forward to this past Wednesday. Fast forward a couple, 12 years. And I'm playing basketball, playing defense, and I'm playing great defense. I force my guy baseline. He has to pass it to the corner. He passes it to the corner. His hand comes through. He passes it, and his hand keeps coming through. Bang, whacks me right in the tooth. And
Front middle tooth.
front middle tooth, the left one, and I get whacked right with his finger right here, and it breaks like clean in half, and I catch it. I catch the tooth.
Whoa, wait, I
You
didn't know
didn't know
that.
that?
Wow.
Yeah,
that makes it so much cooler.
I caught the tooth. Yeah, so it didn't hit the ground at all. I went immediately up to the trainers, and they gave me the solution to preserve the tooth. So then I had like half a tooth, and I looked like a hockey player, or like one of those like monsters you see on TV, like that. I kind of looked like that.
Sure.
And so yeah, it was very. I felt like, wow, like I've never felt like this before for like a solid 2 hours. But then I went to the dentist, and basically what they did is they took that half and it broke clean off. It was like a clean snap, and they put like some glue on it, some dentist glue, so it wasn't like the type of
Elmer's.
glue. Yeah, it wasn't Elmer's. It was probably like the glue in like the purple glue in the it was probably that glue.
Maybe.
And they glued it back together. So it's not super sturdy. Like if I bite into an apple, no, I don't even want to think about it.
Have you tried it?
No, I'm not going to try it for my rest of my life as long as it's in there. I had a burger last night, and it was actually it was fine. I felt pretty normal because
Okay.
I just
That's
ate from this side. Like when I bit it, I bit mostly with my right side.
But are you going to be able to keep that up your whole life?
Yeah, it wasn't that different. It wasn't that different.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's not that bad. They fixed it up real good. If I get hit in the mouth again, it's probably gonna come out. I didn't get hit last night at my basketball game. I thought
I was trying to punch your mouth. No.
I didn't get hit last night.
That is good though. Yeah.
And I only have like maybe a week or two left, hopefully more.
And then
basketball. No, that's a running line right now, and it is getting to me. But
we'll talk about that later.
I already made a commitment, so gotta honor that. But anyway, yeah. So I lost half a tooth, got it put back in, and now it's like really weak, like my left tooth.
Yeah.
So.
But you can't really do anything. It's not like a muscle where you can like
it's a
strengthen
bone.
it.
It's a bone.
just
yeah.
It's stuck like that.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like my ankles where I can strengthen them back up.
Yeah.
I can't floss. Well, I can floss, but I have to pull it out instead of coming like so. Instead of going like that, I have to go boop, pull it out. Yeah.
Wow. Really a life-changing event.
Life-changing. Yep.
Huh. Didn't realize all the ramifications of this. I knew
Yeah.
about the apple, but flossing too. That's wow.
I couldn't get a mouth guard for basketball because they couldn't mold one because when I put it in, they pull it out, it's gonna pull out the tooth. So
okay, if you can't put a mouth guard in because of how like weak the tooth is, I think we just give him a whole new tooth, or like a whole new bottom half of the tooth instead of just gluing it. Because that seems
if it falls out again, that's what they said they were gonna do.
I feel like it's gonna fall out again. Not to be negative, but like if it's that,
I don't know,
unstable.
Yeah,
it might fall out again.
But I realized how important your tooth is for saying your S's. Like you push your tongue. So I like couldn't say my S's when my tooth was not in. So now that my tooth is back in, I'm very appreciative of what it does for my S's.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. So
makes sense.
I did sound like a toddler a little bit there. But yeah, back to normal. Back to I don't know, being good, you know?
Yep.
So
there you go.
That's a little story for you. Story time with Parker.
We need more story time with Parker. If you want more story time with Parker, actually, you can follow or sign up for. I think the proper phrasing is sign up for. You can sign up for our bonus content on our website, in which once a month we have Parker's podcast, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's just Parker talking for 10 minutes, and so it's very, very entertaining.
It is very entertaining.
A lot of Parker stories. On the last one, we did skip the last month because basketball season for Parker. It's been a lot busier, but
very busy.
The last one that we posted, he told a story about going out to lunch with work people and having just had lunch but still going anyway, and then accidentally ordering something gross but powering through it. We won't give it away because then that wouldn't incentivize you to listen to it. But
that's impressive.
It was an entertaining story.
You brought that thought back to my mind, and I'm transported back into that restaurant where it's very important, like people that I don't know understand business and stuff, and I only know half of what they're talking about, but they seem like they know so much information. And
you're just over there trying not to gag.
Yeah. I'm trying to be professional. Oh man. It's a very I don't know. They were like, well, and then I don't know if I said it in the story, but they asked me did you have enough to eat? And then that's when because they were like, yeah, you're like a teenager, you're growing, don't you need more to eat? And that's when I told them,
you already had something.
Yeah, and they were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
There you go.
But I spent the entire lunch.
Oh my word! Just trying to save face,
Yep, exactly.
That was great. I don't remember what you were eating, but again, we can't give away the whole story. So if you want to find out what he was eating and just some other details of that story, listen to Parker's podcast. It's a fantastic podcast. Should we talk about volleyball next, or should we save that? Should we try to have some of the volleyball people on the podcast and have a podcast episode dedicated to a debate format?
No.
We'll have two people at the table. It'll be a volleyball player and a dance theater person, and they'll take turns going at it.
Okay.
And it'll be like a debate over Parker.
No,
No?
I don't think we should do that. Yeah, well, I guess we could go into that. Well, so I'm being like heavily recruited to play volleyball.
Aggressively recruited.
Aggressively recruited. Basically, just because I'm tall and I can jump. That's basically the only reason why. And I had gym class with some of the volleyball guys.
You're decent enough at volleyball. They've seen you play.
Like I have good hands. You know, I could be good if I were to play it every day, You know, so they want me to play volleyball. This one kid especially, because then if I play, he can move to his like ideal position. So yeah, I was considering it, but the other thing is like I already committed to dance theater, and I think that's gonna be really fun. And I think I'd have a good time.
But if Parker goes missing for a period of time, just check in with the volleyball team. They may have kidnapped him.
Maybe
and forced him to play for them.
Yeah.
So just keep an eye out for that.
Mm-hmm.
If Parker disappears, we have some suspects.
Yeah, I would be a
Because
lot
that's-
better at volleyball than I would be at dance theater. I'll
Mm.
tell you that right now.
And you can't win states in dance theater.
That's very
So.
true.
But, Parker's call. No one's going to pressure him, except for the volleyball team. They've begun heavily pressuring him, and it's actually very funny to me. No, I'm sure not as much to you.
Well, I think
But
it's funny. I still think it's funny.
They're good guys, so it's not like they're
No, it's not like bad pressure.
actually,
peer
It's
pressure.
just funny peer pressure.
Yeah, peer pressure could be good. It could be bad. It could be neutral. This is more like a neutral peer pressure.
Yeah. It's not like one of them would go up to him and like knock his tooth out on purpose,
Yeah. No.
They wouldn't do that.
No. Hopefully not.
All right.
Well, you know what I was
We
looking
can't
at?
talk about sports stuff.
Yeah. Now we got to talk about
This is
sports
all
stuff.
sports all the time.
Hey, we had some good stories today.
If you haven't noticed, Luke's not here, by the way, so we can't give him his next birthday Christmas gift again.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time we give Luke his present, it's going to be Parker's birthday, so we might have to combo those.
Yeah, wombo
We'll see
combo.
what happens. What?
Wombo-combo? You never heard of that?
No.
It's like a 1-2 wombo-combo.
Never heard of that.
Okay.
Like a 1-2 punch.
A wombo-combo, I don't know. I've heard that before, so I just said it.
Okay.
I'm looking at so now we're going to college basketball.
March Madness.
March Madness is here. This is our first episode in March, so you know what we have to do. We have to talk about college basketball. And so I'm looking down at the top 25 teams. One team has our record right now
Your
in the
high
top
school
25.
team's record.
My high school team's record. Which team do you think it is? Or look at the teams.
Well, I know your record though.
Do you?
Yeah. Because you guys are 21-6, so it's UCLA.
You do know our record. Good job.
Let's go.
Good job, Owen. That's
So-
just dedication.
I guess you guys are the UCLA of states, huh?
So are we the 17th
Like
seed
last
in
year.
States?
Well, I was thinking UCLA last year. Maybe you guys will go on a run.
Yeah, I like
let's
that.
Let's
I
go
like
with that. Who's the Johnny Juzang?
Johnny Jose? I feel like that's Ben.
Yeah.
Ben would be Johnny.
Ben's played really well.
Yeah.
Over the last few games. Yeah. That's a good analysis of it. And yeah, UCLA's the 17th seed, so I guess I don't know. You guys are I don't know where you guys are. What your seeding is in states, because it's like you're the 5th seed of the district,
It's
but I don't
really
know where
weird.
that
It's
falls.
really weird.
In the grand scheme
They don't
of things,
have
so
like a seeding thing. They just like
that's very weird.
it's weird how they do it, but it makes sense why they do it this way because you can't seed the entire state when like certain teams only play teams from this area. Like it's hard to compare areas because there's no teams playing outside of that area. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
But the way they do it is like really good. The thing is, we didn't make it to we lost in the round of 8. So even though we won our last 2 games, like we're still the number 5. We couldn't move up and be the 1 through 4. You know, so we're gonna play really good teams. Right off the bat. Off the bat. Like we're not gonna be the higher seed. We're definitely gonna be the underdog.
Yeah.
At least we're not. If we would have lost on Tuesday to Wilson, we would have had to play Pittsburgh, number 1 seed.
Ooh.
If we would have lost today, we would have had to play the winner of Lower Merion versus Norristown instead of the loser. So we get
Still better.
we get a team coming off a loss, If we would have lost, we would have been coming off a loss, and we would have had to play a team coming off a win.
Yeah.
So we have momentum right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just got to keep carrying that through the week.
There you go. Is there to seamlessly transition back and forth between high school and college basketball?
Yeah, now we can go to college.
Is there a college basketball team that you think you guys play similarly to?
Oh, I like that.
Stylistically? This is going to... Those of you who have watched the games live or have seen the broadcasts of them, this is how you'll know.
I would
You're
say...
a loyal viewer.
I would say yes, there is a team. I'm gonna go Texas Tech. I think we play pretty similar. Hard-nosed defense. We get a lot of blocks.
Yes.
And also our motion offense is pretty fluent.
Okay.
And we set a lot of ball screens for Miguel. So I'm gonna go Texas Tech.
You heard it here first, people. When you're making your brackets for March Madness, Texas Tech is a team to go with.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I thought that they were gonna beat Arkansas last year. I had them over Arkansas, and it was a really close game, but Arkansas ended up pulling it out.
Yeah.
That was a 3-6 matchup in Baylor's region.
Which
I
obviously
basically
Baylor ended up
memorized
winning.
the bracket from last year.
Wow, that's impressive.
Um,
I don't understand it, but yeah.
But yeah, I think if they were to play Arkansas again in the tournament, they're gonna beat them this time.
Okay.
Though Arkansas has been coming on really strong recently.
Tied for the 14th spot.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
They just beat Kentucky.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we?
I
click on
haven't
them?
really. The
No, we can't.
maximum amount of my college basketball knowledge right now comes directly from Parker because I'm not watching any of these games yet. So
Today, Duke plays North Carolina, and
Coach K.
it is Coach K's final home game.
Yep.
So the tickets are going for more than a Super Bowl because the stadium is a lot smaller. But the demand is there, you know, and the stadium is super small. JD Note is a bucket for Arkansas.
The Razorbacks, one of the cooler names.
Yeah.
In college, the Arkansas Razorbacks.
They play. Side note, or I guess still relevant.
Yeah.
They play Tennessee today, and it is I think 13-14 matchup. They just beat Kentucky.
Wow.
They beat LSU.
They beat LSU by 1 and Kentucky by 2.
Yeah, let's see. How do you see more than this?
Maybe if you click on one of them. I'm not sure. Does it allow you to select more? Why is the top question in Google, when did Arkansas start playing basketball?
The Must Bus.
I don't think people care about
the Must Bus is in full what do you call that? Effect, yes.
Yeah, you have referenced the Must Bus before. That one was, he's their head coach?
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
He's their head coach.
Quite the character.
Do we want to talk about some predictions for March Madness? Should we do that next week?
Should we
give people a taste?
Yeah.
What to look for in conference tournaments?
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Let's not go too far into it because we discussed what we were gonna talk about. Shockingly, not too much prep goes into this, but a little bit does. I found this very helpful podcast called Underdogs, in which they literally go over and try to break down and predict which teams will be the Cinderella stories or have some good upsets in the March Madness tournament based on a lot of statistics and trends and patterns and stuff that they look for. Not just got a good feeling about this team. There's a lot of data that they use. Yeah. Very good analysis. Very smart podcast. But not to take the credit, if Parker has a good bracket this year, I'm going to say it's because I showed him that podcast and it helped him pick underdogs. So I'll take half the credit. You can take half the credit. It's fine. But
you can take credit for your bracket. I'll take credit for my bracket.
They went over 5 or 6 teams that might not even make the tournament. Of the 6 teams they went over, maybe only 1 or 2 will even get into the tournament. But if they get in, they could be giant killers, they called them. So we don't want to give away all of them because Parker wants to keep some secrets.
No, I'm fine. If you're listening to the podcast, you're dedicated, so we can give it to you.
Okay. I understood your reasoning of like, I want to give people all the secrets because I want to have the best bracket. So it's okay. We won't talk about all of them still. We'll keep it a little bit vague. You can listen to the Underdogs podcast after you listen to ours because we're going to give you the cliff notes so that you don't have to go listen to theirs. But if you're really interested and you want to listen to all of it with all the details, then you can go listen to that after you're done with this episode. But do you want to talk about like the general trends of an underdog or like some of the specific teams?
Let's go one general trend and then we'll go to teams.
Okay.
So one of the trends is that they play with variance. So sometimes they score like not a lot of points, sometimes they score a ton of points. Basically why that boom or bust. Why that's good is because there's only one game. You only have to win one game. It's not like the NBA where you have to win a series of 7, so 4 games. And so you could be really, really good sometimes and really, really bad sometimes, and that's good because if you lose by 40 or you lose by 2, it's the same thing. You just need to win. You know what I mean? So if you're either really bad or really good, well, the really good team could show up in March, and that could prove to be the difference in the game. So variance, playing with variance, and being kind of boom or bust is pretty good.
Yeah, and that's, you kind of have to dig deeper when you're looking into teams because it's a little hard to find. Like if you just look at the averages, 2 teams could have the same average points per game, but one of them is very consistent, and then the other one has a lot of variance. So you really have to, if you're really like trying to create a really good bracket, like Parker and kind of like me, I definitely don't do a ton of research, but I do a little bit. You have to look at like game by game logs, not averages, because those can be pretty misleading. Was one of the things that I learned.
Yeah, because if you average 70 points and the other team averages 80 points, this is what they said. Well then, and you play with consistency, so you're right around 70 every game, they're right around 80 every game. Well then, you're just going to be consistently 10 points worse than them. So when it comes tournament time, you have a 10-point deficit right off the bat, pretty much. When you have variance and you're scoring 70 points and they're scoring 80 points, sometimes you could score 50 points and lose 80 to 50, but other times you score 90 points and you win 90 to 80. So there's like, playing with variance is super important. And yeah, it's one of the key statistics in a giant killer.
Because if you lose, you lose. It's not like your bracket is different if a team loses by 2 or if they lose by 20.
Yeah.
It's the same end result, so they don't really care about how much they lose by, if it's a buzzer beater or if they get blown out. Yeah. So that was interesting. Should we each talk about
a specific team?
One team that could be a sleeper?
You go first. Yeah.
Okay. I think I'll take Florida. I know you also liked them. Florida was an interesting one because they're in one of the major conferences, the SEC. Normally, a lot of the giant killers are from like lower level conferences, kind of random ones, the MAC, those sorts of conferences. So it's interesting to see underdog type team that's in the SEC, and also when it's the Florida Gators, who have a pretty historic track record. Like, they've had some really great teams.
Well, the Thunder coach used to coach there. Billy Donovan.
Billy Donovan. Yeah. Is he still with the Thunder?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Billy Donovan. He had Al Horford and Joakim Noah at the same time. We don't really like Al Horford anymore, but, at the time, Al Horford was really good. So, yeah, Florida, 1911, 5th in the SEC. They're borderline getting into the tournament. I think they have to
they're not going to
go on a run through the SEC tournament.
Yeah, well, we just pulled up. They play Kentucky today, so if they win that,
that's a big one.
That's a huge win for them. Yeah. They're only 4.5 point underdogs. I wonder if they're on the road or not.
They'll meet in Florida.
So that's why they're only 4.5 point underdogs.
So that's an advantage for Florida in a game that they don't have to win, but it would be huge if they.
So if they can pull that off and make a little bit of a run in the SEC tournament, then they have a good chance of being in.
Yeah.
They're probably not in right now, but they could be in. And if they do get in, just watch out for Florida. The Gators could be a giant killer.
Another pattern to look for with underdogs is a lot of them play with a very slow pace, and Florida has, I think, like a bottom 10 pace in the league, which isn't, bottom 10 sounds bad, but for underdogs, sometimes it's good if they play a slower style, because it doesn't allow other teams to get out in transition and get, like, easy plays.
And if you think about it, you think of, like, the number of possessions per game. Say it's 100, right? And it's not going to be 100, but just for easy math.
Yeah.
Say it's 100. Well, if you give each team 50, like 50-50, split it up evenly, well, then you're going to have 50 chances at scoring. They're going to have 50 chances at scoring. And if they're the better team, like if they're theoretically should win, then they have 50 chances to score on you. But if you play really slow and say there's 80 chances and it's 40-40 each team, well, then they have 10 less chances and you also have 10 less chances. But that's 10 less for, like, the better team.
Yeah.
So
you'd rather reduce their chances while also reducing yours.
yeah, because then they can, like, 1-3 is worth more. You know what I mean? So you could make a shot, and that swings the game a lot more if it's in the 50s as opposed to if it's in the 70s.
Because the smaller sample you have, the more variance you can have.
Exactly.
Back to that. Again, man, we're getting deep into statistics here. Mr. Wright.
I think we're doing a great job.
Yeah.
We liked that podcast. It was good.
Yes.
So now I'm going to talk about a team that I knew about, but now it just proved the other podcast I was listening to that they said it. North Texas, okay?
You may remember them from last year.
You may remember them from last year. They beat Purdue, right? Purdue was a 4 seed. They were a 13 seed in the same region as Baylor. And so they have that pedigree, right? They've brought back about half of their people from last year, but they're playing the same way, even better than last year. Yeah, so they might get in no matter what. Like, even if they don't win their conference tournament, they still have a chance for an at-large bid.
Yeah.
Because they have, like, a decent amount of quad 1 wins and no terrible losses. So their pedigree is pretty good. So they were talking about North Texas and how they could be a giant killer. I forget exactly why they said it, but
are they the like mean green machine?
Yeah.
I remember those jerseys.
The mean green.
Yeah, they were pretty good.
Texas mean green.
I think they were another team that plays very slow. I know they said that they shoot well from 3. That's a big one in the tournament. Teams that can shoot well from 3. Again, boom or bust. If you hit a lot of 3s, good chance you're going to win, but also you could miss a lot and then easily be knocked out of the tournament.
Exactly. So, North Texas is another one to watch.
Yeah. So we'll talk about more March Madness stuff, obviously, in the coming weeks. It starts basically in less than 2 weeks, I think. Almost exactly 2 weeks. And so
Selection
the standings
Sunday
are not set.
15 days away.
Yes. Standings aren't quite set, but we'll definitely talk about it a lot more in the coming weeks.
Wait, actually.
Conference tournaments.
No, is it 15 days away?
Yeah, today we record this on Saturday. It's not next Sunday.
It's not this Sunday, is it next?
Or sorry, it's not this Sunday, so it's next Sunday. Like, it's not tomorrow.
So that's 8 days away.
So it could be...
It's 8
Whoa.
days away.
Yeah, 8 days away. Woo!
I knew it was
That's
closer
exciting.
than I
Yeah.
thought. Because
That would
conference
15
tournaments
be
happen
more than
this
2
week.
weeks. Yeah.
Conference tournaments are this week.
So next week we'll probably talk conference tournaments, and then we can talk about...
We'll preview March Madness.
Yep. And then it'll be March Madness.
Yep.
Right after that, because is it Monday or Tuesday that it's like the playing
Sunday's
games?
Selection Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday is when the playing games
Okay.
are.
So that's perfect. That podcast, episode 140... Yeah, wait. That would be episode 140. Yeah. Will come out that Monday, and then it's March Madness. So we'll have you guys prepped and ready to go for that. Let's briefly talk about the Sixers, just because, we have to, because they're insane. We've talked about them a lot, so we'll keep it brief. It's more of the same, just potentially the best big 3 to ever mesh this quickly. It was expected to just be a dominant duo of Embiid and Harden. But then all of a sudden we've got Tyrese Maxey, who's looking like an all-star,
Phenomenal.
playing with these other two guys. They've elevated him even more than we thought they would.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's a reason for that? Why Maxey is specifically playing so well? Like something specifically about his play style that has been unlocked? Or it's just like teams aren't paying attention to him as much?
I think it's that, but also he's just hitting good shots. Like, he's hitting step backs, he's coming off
Beautiful.
screens and just knocking down the three. So I don't know if this is like a statistical anomaly ever since Harden came here, but he's proved it 4 games in a row now that he's just, I don't know, he's just keeps scoring, keeps getting to the rim. I think he puts a lot of pressure on defenses based on the way that he can attack and get downhill. So then when they have to honor his speed, that's when he can start pulling up. And he can get open a lot easier than other guys just because of the threat to just blow by you.
He's
right?
so fast.
And if you play up on him, that's what he's going to do. He's just going to go right by you. So you can't really play up on him, which allows him to unlock his three-pointer. And when he's hitting it, he's pretty good. He's pretty deadly.
Yeah. And he's been, the confidence level is clearly
Oh,
risen
yeah.
every time he hits one of those threes.
Yeah, he's like super confident, which is great, especially for a young guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, super impressive.
I'm really obviously the team's amazing, undefeated in the Harden era. Tonight, huge game. They're playing the Heat in Miami, I think. So
Yeah.
it's a back-to-back,
Back-to-back.
and you're traveling, so that's fun. And it's against the top seed in the East. So I wouldn't say I expect the Sixers to win. They're probably going to be a little tired from last night.
Mm-hmm.
So Heat fans they're probably going to win, and the Heat fans are going to be like, Harden's overrated, but whatever, it's fine. Wait till the playoffs.
Yeah,
but
wait till the playoffs.
I'm hoping, obviously, it's about the team first. If the team wins, we're all happy. But I still really want Embiid to finally get MVP, and I'm hoping that the trio doesn't take away from how impressive Embiid is, because Harden's obviously going to get a ton of media attention. Maxey's starting to get a little bit more credit, and I just hope that it doesn't take too much focus off of Joel, and then someone ends up passing him in the MVP.
Well, I saw
voting.
that he's already second right now.
Oh, it's already starting to happen.
Yeah.
Did Jokic pass him again?
Well, I don't know if he was ever ahead of Jokic. I know they're back and forth. But yeah, Jokic is 1 right now.
I don't understand.
Hopefully,
Here, I think this is the ideal scenario. The Sixers win the number 1 seed in the East again. That might be enough to draw the attention. Hey, Embiid's legit.
Yeah.
Because he's so good, and if Jokic takes it from him again, I'll be so frustrated. I went to put on my MVP shirt from last year, and it's too small now, so that's
That's
sad.
disappointing. I've worn it. I wore it this past week at
Nice.
basketball practice. Yeah.
There you go. Did anyone like it?
Oh, so Embiid. Well, I had my
No.
jersey over
Okay.
top.
He kind of wore it.
Well, was I not supposed to wear my practice jersey?
No, that makes sense.
Okay, wait. Maybe Embiid is still 1.
Okay, he's got the odds in his favor. John Morant flying up the board.
Yeah, he's been just
Jeez.
phenomenal. Everybody's saying, DeMar DeRozan should be higher.
He's
the
been
Bulls
really
are,
good.
The Bulls are falling.
But yeah, as a team, has he been that valuable? NBA MVP odds, best bet, Jokic. Fantastic.
He opened at
Bet US.
plus 1,400. Now he's plus 30.
Plus 300.
Yeah, 300. Yeah.
Wow, I don't like that. Ugh, frustrating. But MVP is still strong.
It is.
He's still playing amazing. It's not like his numbers have changed that much. It's just the perception where some of the attention is going to get taken away from him
Exactly.
by Harden and Maxey. But, I mean, in the end, you would rather the Sixers win a championship than Embiid win the MVP, right? So
Yes.
it could end up being all for the best because we could definitely win a championship this year. Parker, I think, has worn Sixers attire for the last 2 months of episodes. I'm gonna start trying to wear more of it.
I
Just got
every
this
single
shirt
episode. I'm just gonna wear Sixers stuff just because
until the end of the season.
Yeah, just because I'm so excited about the Sixers right now.
Yeah, Ethan bought a Harden jersey. It's supposed to come like mid-April because
Yeah.
it's the top-selling jersey ever since the trade. So there's so many of them that they have to manufacture and then ship.
Yeah.
It's a bit backed up, but yeah,
Do you
super
think?
exciting.
Do you think? I really hope that come the last game of the season, that Philly is still fighting for that 1 seed. You know why?
I think that's ideal.
Because we're going to that game.
Yeah.
And I really, really want to see Embiid and Harden.
Uh-huh.
And our tickets will be worth so much more than we bought them for if that's the case.
Oh, for sure. As soon as the Sixers traded for Harden, our tickets went up in value.
Exactly.
Immediately.
And
then, if there's stakes on this game,
that was a great
oh
value
my word.
play. Like, literally.
Good call by Luke. Shout out to Luke.
Yeah,
It was his idea.
And, we could probably sell those if this is the case. We could probably sell them for like 10x.
Oh yeah.
Say they're still fighting for that 1 seed and they're gonna play their starters. I mean, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that because we want to go see that if that's the case. But it was a great play. It was a great money.
Brilliant.
Play.
I don't think it's the last game of the season. I think it's like the second to last game, and then they have like 1 away game or 2 away games to end the season.
Is it like the last home game?
Yeah, it's the last home game. So
okay, so
it might not be like the biggest game, but it'll still probably be important because I don't think they're gonna necessarily run away with the 1 seed. They could if the Heat fall off and we continue going on this type of roll we've been on. They could have the 1 seed locked. It could maybe. I think the best thing is like if they win tonight, they clinch the 1, and like that's it. And then the last 2 games of the season don't matter. You get to rest a couple of guys, and we get to see them clinch the 1 seed.
And they're playing the Pistons.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
I want to see Cade Cunningham in person. That's gonna be cool, because I remember he was one of my favorite college guys to watch last year.
Yeah.
Just with the slow pace that he played at, he just always saw the court, and it's translated pretty well. He's had a lot of turnovers. But I'm excited to see his play style in person. It's going to be exciting.
Can't wait. Man, now you got me excited for that. It's still kind of far away, but
it is.
It's very exciting. Those for sure went up in value. And we bought those tickets, a month before the trade?
Yeah.
Not anything crazy.
For my birthday.
We should...
Well, no, not for my Christmas present.
Your Christmas present. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so 2 months. 2 months before the trade. But, we should probably... We won't do it right now because it would take a little time to look it up. But next podcast, we should come back with, the information on if we were to sell those tickets, this is how much money we would make. Because I feel like it's going to be a really high number. Temptingly high.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell them, but...
Just think,
I don't know,
we get
man.
you to go to that game for less money than a lot of other people that are going to that game.
That's true.
Because what are the odds people bought those tickets 5 months in advance?
It's true.
Besides us.
Yeah. A lot of people like to do what you've said you've done for Sixers games before, where you literally go to Philly, get a ticket, go to the game.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I was nervous. The only reason we did that was because we went with somebody who's a pro at it. And
you gotta have a lot of confidence in yourself to do that.
Yeah,
it's risky.
I was nervous. My dad was even more nervous than me. I was just kind of chilling. I was we were in the bar, not the bar outside, but there's that
just
little
the area,
restaurant outside.
Yeah.
Outside the stadium. We were sitting in there eating food, right? And we still don't have the tickets. We're walking to the stadium. And we still don't have the tickets. And then, halfway through our walk, they come to, he gets sent a message with the tickets. That's how late
stressful.
it was. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And my dad was like, when are we going to get these tickets, Ryan? When are we going to, when are you going to get us these tickets? It's just hold on. I'm waiting for them to drop. They're going to drop. He knows when they're going to drop,
Just till that last second.
Yeah, last second, bang, you snipe them.
Yeah.
And you get them. But if you wait too long, you're not going to have tickets, you know what I mean? So there's a little small area right in the middle, and that's where you operate.
Yeah. That's incredibly stressful if you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
it comes with experience.
It's impressive. Yeah. He has to have messed it up once or twice.
Probably. That's probably how he learned.
Eventually you get it.
Yeah.
So, wow. We've been going for a pretty long time. You want to do a segment to wrap this up?
Yeah. Let's do two nicknames and a lie.
Based off of two truths and a
Based off
lie.
of two truths and a lie.
An oldie but a goodie. I don't think we've played this game in 2022. I think this is our first time. Sorry, Luke, that you're missing out, but this is a classic segment. Basically, you go to football, baseball, basketball reference.com. They have player profiles for every single player ever. And also, they have a listing of all of their nicknames.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the nicknames, we don't really know how they get on the basketball, baseball, football reference listing because some of them are very weird. So we're going to list 3 nicknames for our player. 2 of them are legitimately listed on their reference page, and one of them is made up. I think we both did basketball players.
Yep.
Do you want to go first, or should I?
I'll go first.
Okay.
I did Amari Stoudemire.
Oh, boy.
I don't know why I thought of him. I was going to do Tyrese
Sure.
Maxey, but I pivoted to Amari Stoudemire.
He had great glasses.
Yeah. So, Little Lord, Stout D. Meyer.
What?
Like,
I get it. Like he's
Stout,
good at defense.
capital D, yeah. And Little Tyrant.
Okay, wait. So it was
Little Lord, Stout D. Meyer, and Little Tyrant.
Okay, I feel like Stout D. Meyer is real. One of the littles is real, and then you came up with a second little, and just like switched Lord to Tyrant or Tyrant to Lord. Little Lord is fake.
Nope,
Ah!
that's real.
Is Little Tyrant fake?
Nope, that's real.
You came up with
came up
Stout
with-
D. Meyer? That's okay.
Isn't that good?
I'm not upset about
I'm
getting that
serious.
wrong.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I'm serious.
That's such a good fake nickname. Stout D. Meyer.
the Little Tyrant, Little
Wow.
Lord, Stat, S-T-A-T, and I came up with Stout D. Meyer.
Wow.
Get it? Because
That's
he was
impressive.
good at defense, like Stout D. Meyer.
Wow. So he didn't really have many creative nicknames. It was just the Little Lord and the Little Tyrant.
Yep.
And also he's not little. How tall was he? Like 6'8"?
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty tall. I don't know
I don't even understand. Wow. That is one of the best fake nicknames.
Yeah. I was so proud of myself when I came up with that.
Wow.
That's good, isn't it?
That's so impressive.
Because he was great at defense. So
Yeah.
call him Amari Stout D. Meyer.
Whew. Man, okay. Now I got a lot of pressure to try to combat that one. So I did Ben Simmons.
Okay.
It's been pretty popular.
Mm-hmm.
Not popular. He's been popular in Brooklyn, but he's been very frequently discussed. He has 8 nicknames on his page.
That's crazy.
And every single one of them is gold. So it was very hard for me to narrow this down. We can talk about all of them afterwards. But the 3 nicknames that I'm going to give you are
Okay.
Pacemaker, Fresh Prince, Simo the Savage.
What? What is Simo? Oh, there's no way no way you thought of that. Simo the Savage, no chance. Okay, so then there's Pacemaker and
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince. I can see why Pacemaker would be a nickname. Like, he sets the pace of the game, plays at his own pace. I feel like you could have also come up with that. And then the other one was the Fresh Prince. And why would he be called the Fresh Prince? So I'm going to go Pacemaker is the one that's fake.
That's correct.
Yes! Let's go. Let's
man.
go. 2 for 2 on the day.
I thought I had you when you were going through your reasoning, and then just at the last second flipped it. So yeah, his nicknames are Simo the Savage, Young Socialite, Fresh Prince, Peacemaker, Benny, The Yank, Big Ben, and the Wizard of Oz.
No, why?
Because he's from Australia, and like they call it Oz, and
Oh
he's
my gosh.
really good. So
That's crazy. Big Ben is just he's just stole that.
I thought about Benny was the one that I really thought about putting
Uh-huh.
in the 3 that I said.
Yeah.
Because that one's just terrible.
Yeah, Benny. That's just nobody calls the Yank. Why is he called the Yank?
Don't understand that. What's a socialite?
Socialite is like like you're the of the party, the main person in the party. What do you call it?
Like the
main attraction, not attraction.
the life of the party?
Yes, I think.
He's a young socialite. Let's find out. Let's Google this. Young socialite.
Socialite.
We're building our vocabulary every
A
day,
person who's-
people. Fashionable society.
Okay. Oh, socialite.
So
Someone
he's
that's
like-
like someone that just
In the
gets
public
out.
eye.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, young socialite. I guess he's dated like famous people.
Simo the Savage. I don't get. I knew you couldn't have created that one.
They just took the NS off of Simmons
Yeah.
and then put the Savage. Fresh Prince because of Philly, obviously.
What happens when you search up Simo the
Peacemaker,
Savage?
I don't understand. Oh boy.
All right. What does Google say when you search up Simo the Savage?
Whoa, it came up. You typed in Simo, and Simo the Savage came up. So let's see. Ben Simmons, custom sign? What?
Simo the Savage.
It's Ben Simmons' neon gaming sign that he made for himself.
When he was a teenager.
Oh my word.
Of course it is.
That seems like the perfect nickname that
An
a kid
NBA
in college
reference
would give
knows
himself. Just sitting in LSU, had a neon sign. The Wizard of Oz is pretty good.
How about let's
I don't
search
know
up
why he's called the Yank.
The young socialite.
Okay.
I spelled young wrong.
Yep. That's fine though. We'll see if it can figure it out anyway. If this loads now. The young socialite.
It might be dying.
We've searched too many nicknames. We've broken the system.
Okay, whatever.
Well, young socialite's
Simo
also
the Savage
a
is
weird one.
confirmed. It's
Oh,
confirmed.
my word. And then, yeah, Big Ben is completely a knockoff. And the Wizard of Oz, we're going to go see tonight.
Because the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Nailed
The
it.
wonderful Witch of Oz.
Are you seeing it multiple times like you always do,
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday? Okay.
I couldn't see it yesterday, unfortunately. I
Basketball.
would have. I had a ticket, but I had to give it up.
Dude, I also had a ticket for last night.
Man.
Because of the basketball game.
It's so
But we're
unfortunate.
both going tonight.
Yeah.
So, we'll be good.
And yeah,
I'm not going Sunday, though,
going
like you are.
Going Sunday.
You're a bit more hardcore. about
I'm
that.
very hardcore.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm currently in the process of negotiating not having to stay up until like 11 or 12 because the after party. Musical kids their sleep schedules are weird, dude. Tech week, they're up forever, and then after the performances, you would think that they would want to maybe get some rest after all the work they've put in, but no, they're gonna stay up till midnight with an after party. So
do you have to pick Ethan up? For
that's
That's your job?
I don't know. I might have to pick Ethan up. So that'll be
Oh,
really
man.
fun
That's
on a
great.
Saturday night. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I accidentally we'll end with this story.
Okay.
I took a nap before my game like normal. Except what wasn't normal is that I slept through my alarm. And instead of taking an hour-long nap, I took a 2.5-hour-long nap
Oh boy.
before my game yesterday. Which is not the best. I don't recommend doing that. I didn't try to do it. It just happened. So then I couldn't sleep at night, right? I was up until like 1 o'clock just because I took a 2.5-hour nap during the day, and I woke up at 5 at night. That's
Wait,
like,
in the morning?
no, like
5.
I woke
in
up
the
from my nap
afternoon.
at
Okay,
5 in the
yeah.
afternoon.
Okay.
That's late for
Yeah.
a nap.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
So I could not fall asleep, and I feel well rested right now because I took a
Yeah.
2.5-hour nap yesterday. But it took me a while to fall asleep last night.
Understandably.
Yeah, so I didn't fall asleep. My schedule was messed
Oof.
up because I fell asleep at like 1:30, I think.
Wow.
Like-
So yeah, life lesson: don't nap ever at all. Can't risk it.
True. So like, if you take 2.5 hours off of 1:30, that's 11. So technically, I went to bed at 11. It was just split up.
That's what you told your mom when she was like, "Why are you still awake?"
No.
Technically, it's 11, so I'm fine.
Well, I told her she woke me up from my 2.5-hour nap.
Oh.
I would have kept sleeping. I would have been asleep for like 8 hours, and I wake up and it's like 1 in the morning, and I was like, shoot, I just missed my game. Good thing that didn't
Oh, my
happen
word.
though.
Yeah. Episode 139. I still say don't ever nap because it's too risky. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
No. Sure, is it good for you to help you recover and rejuvenate just a little bit for the rest of your day? Yes. But what if you oversleep your alarm?
Just ask Benjamin David Simmons.
Oh, that's Ben Simmons' full